Hi everybody, this is OldTimeGamerGuy, and welcome to my channel. I've been playing video games for decades now, and I grew up playing all the classic arcade games. Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Donkey Kong, you name the vintage arcade game, and I probably played it. In those early days, I spent many happy afternoons with a handful of quarters and a quest to get that next high score. And even though I still love those old games, lately I've been having a great time playing this game, Fortnite Battle Royale. The game looks amazing, and it gives you a chance to test your skills against the best players in the world. And even though it's a lot of fun to play, it's not that easy to win. I decided to make this video to help newer players improve at the game and hopefully achieve that Victory Royale. So without any further delay, let's get right into it. The most important piece of advice I would give to anyone playing Fortnite Battle Royale is to aim for the opponent's head during every single encounter. A perfect headshot will send even the best players back to the lobby in short order. When you encounter a player who's a ways away from you, it's a good idea to do some damage to them first with a longer range weapon, and then get the shotgun out and move in for that finishing headshot. The loading screen even says, headshots do significant damage, aim for the head. But a lot of players don't take this advice. So the number one key for winning Battle Royale has got to be, aim for the head. The damage done to an opponent after a headshot is going to be at least twice as much as damage done to an opponent after a body shot. During this encounter, my opponent and I both shoot each other, but I'm hitting headshots and she's just hitting body shots, and that makes all the difference. Headshots using hunting rifles or sniper rifles are even better since they do 2.5 times the damage of a body shot. So that means any headshot by a hunting rifle or a sniper rifle will eliminate any player even if they have full health and are fully shielded. With practice, you can learn to arc your snipe shots over objects to pull off headshots when your opponents least expect them. Now, if you're not very good at headshots, I suggest grabbing a weapon before the match starts and practice jumping around headshotting people. Then, during the actual game, you can put these same techniques to work. So get good at headshots. Start winning those one-on-one encounters. Now here's another situation that you may have experienced already. You're in a tough battle with someone, you take some damage, and then you decide you need to med up. So you start medding up and this happens. And so the second key to winning Battle Royale is to be aware of your surroundings. Since I got eliminated like this, I've started looking around the map for other people who are making the same mistake. And when you start to look around, you'll start seeing people making this mistake all over the place. You'll find a lot of people out in the open medding up with no idea that you're looking straight at them. Sometimes you'll find clueless people just sitting around out in the open for no apparent reason. People opening chests in vulnerable locations are another easy target. And you'll find a lot of people who aren't paying attention at all to their surroundings while they're looting. I always enjoy sneaking up on a guy who's happily looting and sending him to the exit. Going for supply drops, of course, is another situation where a lot of people get so involved in what they're about to get that they completely forget about their surroundings. And another mistake made by a lot of new players is to forget about the possibility that someone might be attacking them from above. This poor guy was ready to fight, but he had no idea where he was being attacked from. Another place that players frequently forget about are the windows on buildings. It's kind of surprising how many players have no regard for their own safety when they're standing in front of a window. So just make sure to check for enemies out the windows when you're inside buildings, because you never know who's going to be hiding out there. Now another situation where players might not be paying attention to their surroundings very well is when they're already in a battle with somebody else. In fact, this situation is so common and so important, I'm making it key number 3 to winning Battle Royale, and I'm going to call it Pinch 'em. So what exactly does it mean to pinch somebody? To pinch somebody is to find an opponent who's already engaged with an enemy in one direction, and then to pinch them by attacking them from a different direction. And there are different ways to go about this. Some players, when they see two other players engaging in a fight, like to run in and get involved right away, trying to get both kills. But I prefer to let the fight play out, and then, once one player is dead, I go in and kill the last player and collect both players' loot. Here's another similar situation. Players are having a battle, so I stand and patiently observe. One player gets killed. I finish the last guy and go collect both players' loot. If you look, you'll find a similar situation to this in every single game of Fortnite Battle Royale. Players are fighting, one of them dies, and that's my cue to rush in. In this case, I was a little bit farther away than I wanted to be, but I still got there in time to finish the guy and collect both players' loot. And here we go again. I'm patiently watching a battle take place. I'm watching the lower left-hand corner, and I see that the player just died. And now I rush the last guy, find that he's trying to med up, and take him out. Thank you, Mr. Wick. I'll take all this stuff. And that shows again why it's so important to protect all 4 of your sides, plus put on a roof whenever you're medding up. And here's a situation you should recognize by now. 2 players are fighting. I go in, casually observe, maybe eat a little bit of popcorn while I'm at it. Why not have a snack? Once the entertainment's finished, someone dies, and it's time to move in. This time, as I'm moving in, somebody else has a similar idea. Hey buddy, this is my scene. No problem. Take him out, and take out the remaining player. And now I get 3 different players' loot. It's the easiest way to get kills and gather loot in the whole game, for sure. And speaking of taking out enemies, it's always fascinating for me to observe how players react when someone attacks them. Some players will literally stand there and do absolutely nothing while they're being shot at. This strategy of standing still might give your opponent a few laughs and give him some target practice, but it's not likely to win you very many games. Once players learn that standing still isn't a very good technique for surviving, some players will decide to run away while being shot. But unfortunately, this technique doesn't work very well either, because a bullet can travel a lot faster than you do while you're running. So if you shouldn't stand still and you shouldn't run away while being attacked, what should you do? You know the answer. When someone attacks you, you gotta build, fool, build. So what does that look like? In this case, someone attacks me, so I build a couple of simple ramps just to give a little bit of protection, and that allows me to turn around, counterattack, and take out my opponent. And here we are again. I'm running along, minding my own business, when someone attacks me out of the blue. So I build a couple of simple ramps, counterattack, and take out the enemy. And you should definitely use the building technique in up-close battles as well. In this case, I hear somebody approaching, so I build some walls and some ramps. The purpose of building is to protect yourself, confuse the enemy, and allow for a counterattack. Instead of getting taken out right away, I take him out, and the battle's over. Now in this example, I'm playing a solo versus duos game, and I'm gathering material and someone snipes at me. So I build a couple of ramps and try to figure out where I'm being shot from. Now I see a guy building up, and using the protection of my ramp, I'm able to counter snipe him back. Now I just need to take out his teammate, and I'm home free. I line him up, and just like that, two guys are out of the way. So the last piece of advice I'll give is just to make sure you have fun and don't give up. Do some crazy stuff once in a while just because you can. If you take the game too seriously, you won't even enjoy yourself, and you won't stick around long enough to get good at it. Fortnite can get pretty frustrating at times, so once in a while you have to balance it out with some silly shenanigans. It's fun to set some sneaky traps or go for some elaborate kills. Kaboom! So toss some impulse grenades and start some dance parties. The more the merrier, right? In some of your games, you'll get extremely lucky. And in others, not so much. And remember, nobody wins all the games of Fortnite they play. Everybody has some terrible games once in a while. But if you just keep working at it and improving your skills, you'll find your overall placement trend going up and up. Probably the most frustrating way to lose is when you reach that one-on-one endgame. And the other person comes out on top. You'll have some games that you're absolutely sure you're going to win, but it doesn't go your way. Don't give up though. Just keep working at it, and one of the times everything will come together and you'll win. There's nothing better than being that last one standing at the end and doing your victory dance. Whether it's by winning that final shotgun battle or blasting someone to bits with an RPG, any way you can get that Victory Royale is a good one. And if you can win at solos, there's a good chance you can win in duos and squads as well. Just find some decent teammates and put all your new skills to use.
Yeah,
wow.
baby.
Nice job.
Awesome.
And that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, I'd really appreciate it if you support the channel by giving me a like and hitting that subscribe button. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover in future videos, just leave that in the comments below. And also, if you've played any of the old-time video games, I would love to know which ones were your favorite and why. Until next time, this is OldTimeGamerGuy, signing off.